Hello everyone and welcome back to another video, and today we are going to complete our styling of the page HTML page that we created in the first video in our web development series. So we have some header and we have main section, and we have a footer. So we are going to style all of them in today's video. So this is our style CSS file, and as you can see I have here something new which you might not have seen if you are following my series. So these are called CSS custom properties. This basically act like a container, so you can store a values inside of them and you can use them later anywhere. And if you want to change its values, you don't have to go and change everywhere. You can just, like for example, if you want to change the value of my light from white color to maybe light green, you can do it here and it will just change everywhere where we are using my light. So you can think of them like variables in programming if you have experience with some other programming languages. If you don't, just think of them like containers. They store some values and you can use them anywhere inside of our CSS as values for our CSS properties. And I'm writing this inside of HTML so that every child element of HTML will have access to this custom properties. And I'm storing colors here, that is some dark color and a light color, but you do not have to necessarily store colors. You can store anything. You can store maybe values in pixels, rems, or any valid CSS value. And now let's style our page. So first of all, let's have a let's style our container, a class container. So as we can see here, we have a class container on our main section. So what we will do is we will give it some margin auto, and we'll give it 15 rem of margin. 1 rem is equals to 16 pixels. Okay, now let's open our app with live server. Our styling is not applied here yet because we have to link our style sheet to our markup. So how do we do that? Actually, I have a short video for how you can do that, so you can watch that as well, but it's super easy. So we have to just link CSS. We have emit abbreviation, so you can just click on this, and now we have to give inside our relation style sheet, and inside of our href we just have to mention the name of the file. So our file name is styles.css, so we can save this. And now as you can see, our container class or element with container class has a margin of 15 rem on both the sides. Okay, so if you don't know what margin is, again watch my previous videos and I'm sure you will understand it. And now let's go ahead, let's move ahead, and now let's give some styling to our body. Let's give background color of my dark. This is how we use custom properties, CSS custom properties. We use variable my dark dash my dark. Also let's set margin to 0 because by default body has a certain margin, so we do not want that default margin. Let's see the changes. So as you can see here, now our text is not visible, and we will change that, don't worry. And now one more thing that I want to show you is how to change fonts inside of our CSS. So you can, whenever you want some new fonts, you can go to Google, fonts.google.com. now you don't have to remember this URL. You can just enter Google Fonts and you will get this. And as you can see here, we have so many fonts, so I will choose, okay, this one, Josephine Sans. I hope I pronounced it right. And I will select regular 400. So you can select all the styles you want. And now if you want, you can also select regular 400, italic, medium 500, and all the variations you want. And now you can just, as you can see here, we have a link, so you can just copy it and go to inside of markup and paste it here. So now we can use this font inside of our CSS wherever we want, and it also shows us how we have to specify it inside of our CSS. Okay, so we can change it like font family Josephine Sans, and as you can see our font has actually changed, but since our color is way too dark, a contrast between our font color and our background color is terrible, so you should never do that. So let's change this. So or let's do section and hashtag main, and let's change our back color, that is our text color, to light, my light. So as you can see here, now our font has actually changed and it's not the default font styling. Now I know text is too small and we will change it. So let's go ahead and style our web page further. We can set our all the anchor tags, that is all our links. So let's do text decoration none. So as you can see, now we won't have any underscore underline, and we can just give color dark, my dark, because our background or header will have a light background, so that we can change the color of all our links to my dark or contrasting colors. You don't have to use exact same colors, you can use anything that you are comfortable with or you like. And let's give some padding left of 8 pixel to all the links, and padding right of 8 pixels as well. And now let's say transition all 0.6 seconds. So transition, what does transition do? So now whenever we are going to hover on our elements, that is move our mouse over that elements or anchor tags, we can just change its values, like a dot hover style. So we have all those classes here, as you can see here. So as you can see, our anchor tag here as a class of hover style. I think we can also give it this class to all our anchor tags in our markup. And now we can just style it. So and we will use a pseudo class here. A pseudo class just means it doesn't really exist in our markup, but they have a special meaning. Like here, hover class, it means whenever we move our mouse over some element, like in this particular case all the anchor tags having class hover style. So what we are going to do is we will just change our padding top to 4 rem, padding bottom to 4 rem, color my light, and I will also change the background color to my dark. Okay, now this might seem a little weird considering that we have a dark background, but we are going to change the background of our header. And now let's style all our list items inside of a list. So margin, I will just give 8 pixel top and bottom and 30 pixel on both the sides. And now let's style header. So our background color will be light color, as I said, contrasting. So now as you can see, we clearly have some contrast here, and when we hover over our elements, it changes. Like as you can see here, hover, or we are changing padding, we are changing the color, and we are also changing the background color, so that they are both contrasting. Remember, whenever we have a background color as my dark, that is a dark color, we are changing our font color, that is only color, to light color, and vice versa, so that our font is readable, or text is readable. And now let's change its height to 4 rem, and margin top -16 pixels. So as you can see here, now it's fixed on the top. And now we have a header and we have navigation. So inside of our nav, we have we want to style all our list items inside of our nav, which are inside of our nav. So we will just give it list style none, and then we will just change the font size to 35 pixels, and we will also work on our unordered list inside of our nav bar. So we will give it display of flex, and we will just give it flex direction row, and we will do align items center, and we will do justify contents space between, not space around, space between. And now as you can see, our header is complete and it's looking good. So I think a flexbox is the new concept here, and I haven't talked about it before on my channel. So basically what it's doing right here is we are just creating a box, okay, we are just creating a flex direction. So every element inside of our unordered list will be a child of a flex box, and we are giving it the direction of row. So we are basically creating a row, okay, so you can think of it that way. And we are aligning our items in the center, okay, in the middle, as you can see here, from top and bottom. And we have justified our content space between, so all the elements will have a space between them. Let's style section, or all the sections. So we will just give font size 200 pixels and padding 40 pixels top and bottom, and 0 pixels on the sides. So now as you can see, uh, we are almost done with everything. So what I said we will be building in my first video when we started this crash course. So now we have just one thing left to do, that is we have to style this div tag. So I know this might be not even visible here, so even I can't see where it is. I think. So let's try to address that problem. So we will just select div and hashtag go to top. Okay, we will give it position fixed, and if you don't know what position is, again I have video on this particular topic and you should definitely watch this. I will have link those videos in the description, on the comment, and I will also have cards, and so you can watch them from wherever you want. And now we will give it top of 90%, we will give it left of 94%. So you can give these values in basically pixels, ram, ch, or even percentage. So percentage here just means 90% of our screen, so it will move downwards 90% because we are setting top, and it will move right in 94% because we are setting left. Font size, we are just gonna set font size like 35 pixel for this one. And now we will have background color, we will set the light one because our default background color is dark. So as you can see, it's already visible, okay, right? And when we click on this, we go to hashtag top. So everything's actually working. So as we can see here, everything already working, but because I showed you the round button at the start, so let's make it round. So we'll just give it some extra height like 30 pixel, and just give it a width of 30 pixel as well. I will give it some padding like 15 pixel of padding. And now I would also like to set border 2 pixel solid, and light of course because dark won't be visible on dark background. And we will give it border radius 100%, so basically it will just turn it into a circle. But now you can see our arrow is not in the center. We can just do display flex, and we have align items center and justify content center. So as you can see here, yes, now it's centered. That was the video for today. So as you can see here, we have some simple hover effects, and we have this button. And when we click on web dev, we go to web dev section. When we click on this, we go to top. When we click on this, we go to app dev section, and when we click here, we again go to top. And how do we do that? That's because of our HTML that has nothing to do with our CSS. So as you can see here, whenever we click on this arrow, we go to hashtag top or location, and hashtag top is here, or header. And whenever we click on like here on web dev or app dev, we go to hashtag web dev and app dev, and those IDs are set here, ID web dev and app dev. So those things are handled inside of our HTML and not inside of our CSS. So that was it for today's video, and if you enjoyed the video, please consider subscribing to my channel, and we will meet in my next video.